Hello, today I'm going to show you how to use the Puppet Warp tool. It can be very useful to reshape text, for example, or create an animation. The Puppet Warp tool is located in the same group as the Free Transform tool, and it looks like a pin. By default, there is no keyboard shortcut assigned for this function. If you end up using it a lot, you can always go to Edit, Keyboard Shortcuts, and create one. Let's make a new document. Before you can use this tool, you will need some kind of shape, text, or artwork. We will start with a simple square shape. Let's select the Puppet Warp tool. In order for this tool to work, first your object has to be selected. Now select the Puppet Warp tool. Notice that Illustrator automatically identifies the optimal areas to transform and adds black pins to the artwork. With the Illustrator CC 2019 update, this enhancement is now turned on by default. If you would like to disable this option, go to Edit, Preferences, General, and uncheck the Enable Content Aware Defaults. When the pin is selected, it has a white dot in the middle and a dashed line circle around it. If you would like to delete one pin, first click on it to select it, and then press the Delete key on your keyboard. To add a pin, hover over the shape. Notice the cursor changed to a pin with a plus mark, and click on it. To delete all pins at once, choose the Select All Pins button from the top toolbar, and then press the Delete key on your keyboard. Now, with the shape still selected, you can add pins to specified areas. There is also an option where you can turn off the mesh. To do this, uncheck Show Mesh from the top toolbar. Now click on the pin to select it, hold, and drag to reshape your object. And again, click to add a pin, and click, hold, and drag to reshape it. You can also position your mouse between the white circle and the dashed line circle until you see this cursor, and then click, hold, and drag to rotate it. My next example is text. To use the Puppet Warp tool on text, you don't need to transform text to shapes. Just make sure the text is selected and then click on the Puppet Warp tool. With the default mesh being set to 2 pixels, you can transform each shape separately, or you can expand the mesh so all the shapes are connected. And now transform all of them as a group. Let's undo it and change the mesh back to 2 pixels. I'm going to transform this text into something like this. First, let's select all the pins and delete them. Now add one pin here, one down below, and a few more. If I select the top right pin and drag it to reposition it, my whole letter will get distorted. To minimize the distortion, first press and hold down the Alt key, and then click, hold, and drag the pin. Now move the mouse just a bit, and while holding down the Alt key, drag it up or down to rotate it. Deselect everything and select the next letter. Go to the Puppet Warp tool and add more pins or delete some. Now transform your shape to a desired look. Let's repeat the same process with the remaining letters. And of course, you can always use the Direct Selection tool to correct any imperfections. Next, I will show you how you can create a simple animation without the need of redrawing everything. I'm going to duplicate this character. First, we need to make sure that our graphic is selected, and then click on the Puppet Warp tool. When we use the Puppet Warp tool on a more complex graphic, it is a good idea to turn off the mesh. To make our graphic even more visible, we can turn off the edges. To do this, go to View and choose Hide Edges, or press the Ctrl and H keys on your keyboard. Make sure to turn them back on when you are finished. Now all the pins are visible and easy to work with. Right now all my shapes are grouped together. When I move one pin, the whole character is being transformed. Let's undo it. If you prefer to transform only one shape, first switch to the Direct Selection tool and click away to deselect. Now choose your shape, make sure it is selected, then choose the Puppet Warp tool. Let's select all these 3 pins together, move them up, and make a few more adjustments. Switch to the Direct Selection tool again, select the other wing, and like before, add or remove pins and adjust the position. Finally, we can add text to it to create a card, for example. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.